plenty of domestic footballers around the world right now, sitting back on a sun lounger, enjoying a nice little break while they have a nice cup of tea or something like that. But for the key boys, the main men of the countries around the world are focusing on international football, and that's what we're focusing on right now. Let's talk about it. Match day number 1, part 2 of my predictions coming right up. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time, still focusing on match day number 1, but we're focusing on part 2, boys and girls, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things European 2020 qualification campaign, Blackburn Rovers campaign, football. We're going to all hear under one roof. Now, if you didn't catch yesterday's video, make sure you do so, because it'll talk more about what we're doing here, how we're doing this, because I was thinking of how are we going to predict these games, because it's like 6 days of consecutive European 2020 qualifying campaign football matches, so it's going to be hard to keep up to date. So in this video, we are focusing on the games that are going to take place on the 22nd of March. Yesterday was the 21st of March. Tomorrow will be the 23rd of March. And then we'll bring it back. The results of these predictions will be on the it will be shortly after the final whistle. Give me an hour or two, and the video will be online. And then we'll be previewing the next round of matches for these selected nations. Hopefully. Anyway, I'll probably become much more clear once we get into the thick of things. So let's take a look at it. Kicking us off will be on the 22nd of March. It will be Bulgaria up against Montenegro. Now this one's a difficult one. Bulgaria again, like some other of the Eastern European nations in the past, have had some really quality footballers. Hristo Stoichkov was one of my favourites in the old 90s, back ends of the 80s. Yes, I am an old man. It might not look like it, but I'm a pretty old dude. Yeah, and I expect Bulgaria to open up their campaign, especially at home, with a 2-0 win over Montenegro. Now, don't write off Montenegro. I think there could be, I know they open up with a defeat, but don't worry about it, boys. I think you got something in you, especially at home. I think you can cause some problems. Meanwhile, England will kick off their campaign up against the Czech Republic. Obviously, England coming into this on the back of an amazing World Cup, finishing in the 4th place spot, first time since 1990. Up against the Czech Republic side again, just like Bulgaria back in the day. These were one of the nations that were finishing in the final 4, should I say, of world football tournaments, European football tournaments. These were the big boys. They've not had a golden generation in a while, and I expect them to struggle a little bit within this group, especially with the likes of Montenegro as well. But I see England coming out on top with a 3-1 win in Group A. But those 2 games taking place. The Bulgarian game kicks off at 5 o'clock Central European time, and I think England versus Czech Republic kicks off at 7:45. Don't hold me into that, because I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, let's kick it off further into Group B. It's Luxembourg up against Lithuania. Now Luxembourg are the chief whipping boys within, one of the chief whipping boys within the old European football, and I expect them to get not a terrible start to their campaign, but a 2-0 loss to Lithuania to give them a boost as well to start their campaign. Lithuania again, they're not going to be at the top end of this group. I expect Portugal, Ukraine, and Serbia duking it out at the top spots to try and get themselves in the top 2 spots. Meanwhile, also within the same time, 7:45 on the 22nd, it will be Portugal against Ukraine. Big one, this one. If Ukraine could upset the odds and get themselves a win, it would really turn this group on its head, especially considering Portugal at home, obviously the current and defending European football champions. Portugal's the hope to make it to the final, the tournament itself in 2020 as champions to defend their honour. They will. I still see them coming out top, 3-1 win over Ukraine, especially the fact that Ronaldo's still in there, still competing and doing his thing. Now, kicking off further, we have over in Group H. That's right, Albania take on Turkey. Albania. They were in the last. I think they were in the last European tournament, and they caused some problems. And I'm hoping that they can compete within Group H as well. It's a difficult group. Turkey, Iceland, France. Probably your 3 nations that you expect to qualify. France should run away with it, really. Turkey, Iceland probably duke it out for 2nd spot, and Albania could cause some problems. But they're going to open up with a defeat against Turkey. I think the Turkish nation could be a surprise package. And they do produce some quality footballs over the years. Tugay to name but a legend right there. So they'll open up with a 2-0 win away from home. Meanwhile, Andorra should be the whipping boys of this group, and Iceland will pick up a 3-0 away win on this day as well. And all three of these final games here kicking off at the same time, 7:45. So Iceland picking up a win, Turkey picking up a win, and France will pick up a win, 4-1 win over Moldova. The current world champions are looking good right now. They've got a whole wealth of talent coming through the ranks, and they could dominate world football for the next 4-8 years. Maybe 5-10 years, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, keep an eye on France. They could go all the way, especially I expect them to go all the way within Group H, and I expect them to be in the final mix of the tournament over in 2020 when the final stages get kicking. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things European 2020 qualifying campaign, Blackburn Rovers football, and of course, world football. We're going to all hear under one roof. And while I still have you, make sure you drop your own predictions down in the comment section down below. Do you think England will kick it off with a win? What about the world champions, France? Will they put 4 past Moldova, or will they put more past Moldova? What about in the middle there, Ukraine against Albania? Tricky one, that one as well. Let me hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, what you think will happen on match day 1 part 2. The game's kicking off on the 22nd of March. Now tomorrow we will look further. We'll look at the matches that take place on the 23rd of March in the All-European 2020 qualifying campaign, and for the results of this one we'll have them live on the 22nd of March, give or take. It might roll into the 23rd of March, depending on where you are in the world watching this. I'm looking forward to it. Some big games coming up over the next few days. Hopefully you are too, and if so, drop a comment down below and we'll talk about it. Anyway, until then, I'll speak to you very, very soon, tomorrow, for some more European 2020 qualifying campaign predictions. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.